What's up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a very, very late review of the season 3 finale of Power Book 2 Ghost. I know that the season finale came out last Friday. For some people, they watched the 2 leak episodes that came out 3-4 weeks ago, so they've been seeing the finale. But me, I've been busy reviewing other shows and trying to get all my nominations for this performance that I'm doing in Atlanta, Georgia in September. Well, let's hope I'm doing it. I still need 11 more nominations. So yeah, if you want to nominate me, you can head on over to my Instagram page. It's AW_NEE_. The link is in my bio to the nominations page, and my stage name is K.Honesty. So that's the name you have to search up to nominate me. And the nominations are $20, so I'm not gonna lie about that. But yeah, hopefully I get all my nominations. I got 8 more days. But yeah, that's what I've been busy doing, so I haven't really had a chance to get to Power, but here we are now. I'm about to knock Power out, and then I got 2 more reviews to do after this, so I'm about to get into it. What else? Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's an easy and free and quick way to support my channel. It's like the bee's knees. What do they say? I don't know. But it's the best way to support my channel if you like my reviews and things like that. Literally takes less than about 3 seconds, so I'm just gonna count 3 in my head. Please like and subscribe to the video. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. If you did it, whatever. If you didn't, hey, thank you for watching still. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not a public speaker, so I will tend to stutter, pause. You may hear me say like 1,000 times. You hear me say so 1,000 times. I definitely will be like pausing to regain my train of thought. Definitely gonna be taking notes over here on my phone. Like I've been saying, I'm so geeked to get my glasses now, so I ain't gotta be all squinting and looking into my phone and stuff like that. Yeah, anything I say, my expression, my opinions, did not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. These are how I feel. This is how I feel. What else? Again, like the video, subscribe to my channel. Am I forgetting anything? Of course, I got my water bottle here. That was good. That just woke me up. What else? I think that's it. Well, yeah, I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm gonna grade this finale a B-. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't really care for it. I ain't gonna hold you. I did see a couple of little comments before I watched the episode, so that's probably why I kind of am mad, because I kind of saw some stuff coming. Like with the whole Diana thing, I saw somebody comment say "dirty Diana," so that made me think like, oh, what's Diana gonna do that's dirty? So we see that, and then I saw a comment that said Braden St. Patrick or something like that. So I was like, oh, what does that mean? So then I finally get to see. But either way, still a B-, because I didn't like the way it. Oh, excuse me. I don't like how cliche stuff was turning out in this episode. But yeah, we about to get into it. Last chance, if you haven't seen. Oh my God, I keep burping. Do I have the hiccups? Let me wait. Okay. Yeah, I just had to make sure. Do I have the hiccups before I keep talking? Anyway, okay. So if you haven't seen the season 3 finale of Power Book 2 Ghost, turn this video off right now. Go watch the episode and come back and watch this video. Oh, damn, I already said that. Well, yeah, that was another spoiler alert. I'm about to spoil the entire episode. So if you haven't seen the season 3 finale of Power Book 2 Ghost, turn this video off right now, because I'm about to spoil it. I'm about to spoil it. So that was my attempt at doing a Jamaican accent. Even though I get mistaken for a Jamaican like every 3 months, which is weird. Or Ethiopian. It's like, I look American, bro. I mean, well, not banging that. I look like me. How about that? Okay. Did I forget to say anything? I guess now. We're about to get into it. I did say I was going to start doing MVPs of episodes. I thought I was going to do that for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I feel like I could do it for this episode. I feel like the MVP of this episode was fucking Obi. If you ask me, Obi, Noma's little number 2 dude, it wouldn't even be Brayden for me. Runner up, I would probably say, I guess Brayden would be runner up. Only because he came through for his man in the end. But he was scary the whole damn episode. Anyway, so we're going to get into it. First scene is, I was about to say, why the hell is, I was about to say, why they in the hospital? I forgot. So you remember last episode, Tariq got knocked out by, we didn't know, because they cut it short. But we found out this episode, that he got knocked out by Tasha. So, so he in the hospital, he woke up, what's her name? The lawyer that represented, I can't remember what's her name. What's the lawyer name? Did she represent Tariq? Or did she represent Ghost? Or did she represent Tasha? The one named Tamika. The one that put Tasha and them in Witsec. I can't remember her name, but she told Tariq that what happened. Guy came in, mother disappeared, this, that, and the third. So Tariq is getting Brayden up to speed. Brayden comes to the hospital. So Brayden was like, damn, how did Tariq find Tasha? I said, how did Tariq find Tasha? How did Tommy find Tasha? So Tariq says, Sax had a fail-safe just in case something happened to him. You know, he sent out all these letters. We even see another one he sends at the end of this episode with a flash drive in it. And he gives it to the little agent that works with Blanca and them. Who has a surprising, which turned into a surprising twisted thing. I'm going to go scene for scene because I like to do it that way. But anyway, so Brayden's asking Tariq, how did Tommy find Tasha? Tasha saying, you know, Sax had a fail-safe in case anyone found out he was a mole, rat, whatever you want to call it. He said Sax told Monet and Monet told Tommy. So, you know, Brayden asked all the right questions in this moment. He like, why would she do that? Tariq was like, I don't know, but I'm taking Tommy and Monet off the fucking map. I was like, damn, so Monet realized started a beef with Monet without any type of proof. Because I was trying to remember, I was like, why would Monet not, why is she beefing with Tariq all of a sudden? The only thing I could think of was the fact that she had just got that letter from Sax saying that Tariq was actually working with the feds. But I was like, you sent Diana to get proof, so without no proof, why would you even send Tommy to threaten his peoples? What if he not? So I felt like that whole situation, I was like, what is Monet? I was like, yeah, well, why did Monet do what she did? It wasn't making sense for me. I'm trying to get this on the head. Is it a hole in it? No, whatever. Okay. So, you know, Tariq, he wants blood, Tommy and what the fuck is her name? Monet. And, you know, Brayden's like, we can't make that move, especially with Lauren about to testify. Effie's still in custody. It's like, you know, if Effie flips on us, we fucked. Which I thought was wild, because Effie been in there for a couple of days now. She ain't flipped. Even Kane came in and told her to flip on Tariq. She ain't flipped. So I don't think they really had nothing to worry about when it come to Effie. Effie just going to do that big if it come down to it. I was mad, though, because this whole episode, god damn, you got to stretch and make that noise? Shit makes me mad. Like, damn, you know I'm in here doing something and you just, like, yell and do dumb shit like that. Anyway, like, can't nobody hear you. Like, you so loud. It just makes me mad. Like, I wish I could do these reviews somewhere quiet where I don't have to worry about shit in the background making noise. Like her. Like, you stretching and you making noise when I just told you I was about to do a review. Let me get out I'm getting irritated. Let me get back to this. Anyway, so, the fact that they didn't ever show this lawyer that Effie was supposed to have, she kept saying, I got my own lawyer. I wanted to see who this lawyer was. Because, like, I wanted to see. She even brings him up again in this episode. So I was kind of like, I want to see this damn lawyer. So, you know, Brayden, like, if Effie flip on us, we fucked. And Tariq was like, man, who knows? I feel like Tariq knew Effie wasn't going to snitch. I guess he felt like she was solid, but at the same time, how could you think that when she snitched your ass out of Cho? Even Davis brings that shit up to him earlier later on in this episode. Like, didn't she snitch on you? But, that's why I didn't want to do it like that, because I knew it was going to burn uneven. Whatever. So, Tariq was like, even, at least Lucas not a threat no more. Gonna ask Brayden if he's cool with that. I'm like, nigga, even if he ain't, he ain't got no choice but to be cool with it. Lucas dead. It ain't like he can rewind time and bring him back. Oh, I'm so mad it don't burn it uneven. And it's not hitting. Big ass dumb J not even fucking hitting. They say if you put spit on the part that's burning uneven, it'll burn evenly. I doubt. I don't know. I ain't never tried to see it. Let's see. But Brayden calls Lucas a fucking coward. There we go. We got something now. It didn't work. The little spit thing didn't work, but it is what it is. So Tariq was like, I can't think about nothing else until I find out if my mother's okay. Brayden was like, well, is there anything I can do to help? Tariq was like, you strapped, right? And Brayden was like, yeah, you already know. I stay strapped. I was like, Brayden, you stay strapped, but you don't never be ready to bang. You don't never be ready to bust your toolie. So it's just like, but well, okay, Brayden, whatever. He's like, I'm already strapped, whatever. Tariq was like, all right, let me hold you, Joan. Give the gun to Tariq. So I'm like, a nigga like Tariq that's in all this, that's involved in all this stuff, don't be carrying no gun on him. I mean, I get it because he never know when he gonna get caught up. He don't want to get caught with a gun on him. He ain't got no gun license, But you would think the type of nigga Tariq is, he would already have a gun on him. Not Brayden. You would think Tariq would be carrying before Brayden. Anyway, Brayden gives the gun to Tariq. Tariq was like, good luck, I'm gonna hit you when I need you. I was like, that seemed to be the only time you hit Brayden up. Y'all supposed to be brothers, but you always hit him up when you need him. I mean, he hit him up too to tell him stuff, keep him informed and stuff. Which I be feeling like, don't they got phones? Like, why can't they just call each other? But I get that too. The type of business they in, they never know their phones could be getting listened to. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it don't hit perfect now. Okay, that. So this whole episode, I'm just like, what did Tariq do to Monet besides the fact that Sax sent their letter? So Monet, she goes to meet up with Noma and Obi. Noma was like, you called this meeting. You must have a solution for me. Because she got all this product stacked up in her warehouse and she wondering why. She was like, you must have a solution for me. And Monet was like, for which problem? Because your Wall Street operations are shut down and weight ain't moving through the Ivy Leagues because Effie got locked up. So Noma gives Obi this stern look like her, why am I finding out this from Monet? Obi notices he was like, I just wanted to, what do you say, oh yeah, he was like, I didn't want to worry you prematurely, Noma. He was like, I was told the problem would be rectified. So I was like, oh, snap, is Obi about to die right now? That was my first thought. Because Noma, she's supposed to be like this no-nonsense ass criminal. So I was like, oh, man, she about to kill Obi right here in front of Monet. I was about to say, I hope you proud of yourself, Monet. That man was just trying to get green cards for his family. Even though he was an asshole in the beginning. I didn't think I was going to end up liking Obi. But this episode, for me, he was MVP. And he ain't even do too much. He ain't even do too much this episode, but he was MVP for me for what he did at the end. So we're gonna get to it, but so Obi was like, I was told the problem's gonna be rectified. Monet was like, who told you that? Tariq? It's like, so you can't trust Tariq. She was like, I'm the only one bringing in money right now because I finessed the Russians and I took Kai out and I killed the whole Castillo family. Oh my God. Now she on the phone, bro. Now I'm about to get mad. So Monet was like, do I have a solution? I'm the solution. So Obi was like, he was like, empty promises. He was like, how would you manage our operations when your children don't want nothing to do with you? I was like, okay, so Obi know a little something, something. He ain't just let Monet come in there and say whatever she want. Plus, she just put him on blast, so he like, I ain't buying this shit. Plus, we found out this episode that, is it this episode? Yeah, we found out this episode that Tariq did get the green cards for Obi and his family. So now I feel like, at this point, Obi probably like, it's Tariq before Monet for me. I would rather work with Tariq than Monet. Plus Tariq is more scared than Monet seems to be. Where am I? So Monet was like, well, I could keep Monet was like, well, I could keep my kids in line and I can get your weight moving again, Noma. Noma was like, well, before I agree to anything, I need answers. She pulls out the little engagement ring that Mecca had. She was like, what happened to my fiance? And then it cuts away. So I was like, oh, snap. I forgot for that one moment that Monet was the one that killed Mecca. I really forgot. I was like, God damn. I was like, I feel like Noma already had her suspicions from when they first came looking for Mecca's killer. So I feel like, I was like, okay, that's what's going to happen. I was like, she going to either kill Monet. Because I was like, why would she keep Monet alive? That was her whole reason for coming here. I dropped my life. That was her whole reason for coming here, finding Mecca's killer. You standing right in front of Mecca's killer now. How you going to play it, Noma? That was my thing. Like, how you going to play it? So Tariq, he goes to see Kate, Tommy's mother. You know, we love some Kate. Do we? No. I just find Kate hilarious. He barging in. Where's Tommy? He's like, oh, he dead. Didn't you get the memo? I was like, come on, Kate, now. How many people that came to your house and you done tried to say that Tommy dead, this, that, and the third, and they don't buy that shit. Like Kate, we could read you like an open book, girl. Use a crackhead, so we already know, a cokehead, whatever she is. So we already know what type of time Kate on. She was like, but I guess you won't leave unless you see for yourself. So she lets him in. Tariq starts searching the house. So Kate get to asking Tariq, what did Tommy do? So Tariq was like, he sent my mother, he went after my mother. He was like, and I swear if anything happens to her. Kate was like, calm down. No one's going to hurt you, Tariq. She's still talking to Tariq like a kid. Like of course, she done seen Tariq grow up through Ghost. She helped raise Ghost in a way. So this is like low-key like a nephew to her. So she trying to tell him to calm down, this, that, and the third, saying nobody gonna hurt him. I'm like, girl, you should be worrying about you getting hurt from fucking Tariq. Cause Tariq got Tommy mom, don't know where Tasha at. So Tariq was like, I need to find Tommy or whatever. Kate was like, he grabbing his gun. Like, what you gonna shoot me if I don't tell you? She was like, sit down. They start talking and stuff, and Kate tells Tariq, she say the lady, she was like, a lady with red hair came and dropped off a letter for Tommy. So I was like, oh, snap, so Monet did come. But a part of me was feeling weird because I was just like, because they never showed the face. So I was kind of already like, I don't even think that was Monet. That probably was somebody pretending to be Monet. And I was right. I knew that before it even got to it. I was like, because it's not making sense. Because later on in the episode, Tariq goes to Monet, or was it last episode? I don't remember. Sometime in this episode, Tariq confronts Monet about it. And she was like, I ain't do that shit. Like, simple and plain. So I was like, somebody's setting Monet up. So he was like, Kate says a woman came, red hair, dropped off an envelope. Tariq was like, that was my mother's address. Kate was like, well, how was I supposed to know? She said it was for Tommy. I just gave it to Tommy. So Tariq was like, well, tell Tommy I'm looking for him. And Kate was like, oh, you know you don't want to get on his bad side, on Tommy's bad side. Tariq was like, yeah, he don't want to go on my bad side. He came up under Tommy and Ghost, so he like the same nigga in younger form. He ain't as smart as Tommy and Ghost used to be to me. He got his little ghost ways and stuff, but sometimes I just be like, Tariq, you was a dumbass. Just like this episode, he was letting motherfuckers play with him. He was too sweet. So back in the warehouse, Noma, she holding up Mecca's ring. I'm so sorry about my mother in the background on the phone, y'all. Like, my mother is the loudest person I know. Like, she right on the phone and acting like the person she talking to somebody down the street. I apologize for her being in the background. I'm still learning how to edit, so I don't know how to edit her sound out in the background, but it is what it is. I know y'all can hear it because I can hear it. It's irritating the fuck out of me, but I can't stop this video because I don't know how to, I can't stop this video and go tell her to be quiet because I don't know how to combine videos. So if I stop this video and then restart, I wouldn't know how to put the videos together. So I'm just going to have to suffer through it and hope that I can be as loud and over her so you won't hear her. You might hear me yell. I'm sorry because I'm kind of getting irritated. Matter of fact, hold on right quick. Hey, can you talk a little lower? Because I'm recording.
Oh, that's right.
It's not funny. God damn. Then she gonna still be loud. Like, come on, man. Disrespectful, bro. I don't like that. Do everything for your ass and you can't disrespect my... I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway. So, back in the warehouse, I'm just so irritated right now. I'm so sorry. But, still loud. I'm getting irritated. I need some fucking silence. So, back in the warehouse, let me just try to focus. I'm so irritated. I'm sorry. Back in the warehouse, Noma's holding the ring up. Monet, what you do? I mean, she holding the ring up. Monet was like, well, this ring was meant for, Noma. No, what'd she say? See, that's why I say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've just been I'm thrown off guard, so I done lost my train of thought. Let me go back. Okay, so Noma's holding the ring up in front of Monet. She said, this ring was meant for me. Monet said, you could keep it. I don't want it. Noma was like, you didn't love Mecca? And Monet was like, no. Which I feel she didn't. Like, I don't think she actually loved Mecca. We all saw she was just using Mecca to, like, I guess dang, what was they using Mecca for? I can't even remember. I mean, they took over his business. She killed Mecca because... Oh, yeah, because he was trying to kill Lorenzo and trying to take her and her kids off or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember, but we kind of saw Monet didn't really love Mecca, so she was like, no, I didn't love him. So Noma was like, was Mecca Zeke's father? So Monet was like, yeah, he was. Noma was like, so now you want to use me to bring my family. I mean, now you want to use me to bring your family back into your fold. Monet was like, well, I'm just trying to protect my family. I know you can't understand that. Because Monet don't know that Noma got a daughter. So Noma was like, you don't know anything about me. What she say? If I had children, I'd keep them as far away from this world as possible, which she does. We find out in this episode. But which we knew. So Monet says that, so after Noma says, if I had a child, I'd keep them away from this world as far as possible. Monet was like, well, I tried that with Zeke, and he still ended up dead. I get it, but it was still, I mean, it wasn't nobody's fault that Zeke died, but his own. It wasn't even his fault. They told him if he wanted to come with them, hop on the hangar, he did what he did. So it was really just Lorenzo. So yeah, she says, yeah, I tried to keep Zeke away from the life. He still died. And no one was like, well, sorry for your life. She was like, did you kill Mecca trying to protect Zeke? So Monet was like, well, I'm not admitting to nothing, but I will protect my family. So I'm just like, so Noma's supposed to be like this no-nonsense character. I feel like she wouldn't even let this type of situation fly that's happening with Monet right now. I guess they want us to feel like the only reason she accepting this, the only reason why she taking this, meeting this with Monet is because she's trying to, because she just wanted to hear her proposition. I'm sorry, I had weed in my, I had to get that. So, so Noma was like, so an ex-lover killed Mecca. How fucking ordinary. I was just like, is she, like, Noma this gullible? Like, come on, bro. You should know. It was somebody within the circle. So Monet was like, well, so in that case, you just gonna let a fuckboy get in between our business? Noma was like, well, a woman in my position has to consider every angle before I meant to stay on top. Monet was like, oh, I get that. I get that needing to be in control. What'd she say? Oh, no. So Noma was like, I never saw Mecca's murder coming. And that Mecca kept Zeke and Monet a secret. She says she was in the dark, so it made her feel, the fact that she was in the dark made her feel vulnerable. That's what she said. And she can't afford that. That's why I feel like she letting them slide so hard, because it's the fact that they the only ones that know what happened to Mecca, and she's trying to really figure out. So she still has some vulnerability towards Mecca. So I'm like, okay, I guess we just gonna let this happen. God damn it. That's when Monet says, yeah, I understand it's a control thing. Yeah, she said, Monet says, I understand that need for control. So Noma was like, are you sure? She was like, we seem to have a lot in common. She's like, but I can't tolerate disrespect. No, she said, I can't tolerate deception in any form. Starts walking up on Obi. Obi's like, I've served you loyally, Noma. Noma was like, and you would continue to do so, with the reminder. And then she takes, what does she have in her hand? I don't even know, but she takes something. Was it a knife? I don't know. Slashes Obi's face. He don't even flinch, like a real soldier. He don't even flinch. I was like, oh, man. So slashes Noma's face. Then turns to Monet and said, what she say? She was like, are we clear? Monet was like, crystal. I was like, girl, that's like, I hate when new characters, like when criminals come and they'll tend to abuse their soldiers that been with them for a while just to prove a point to a person that's new. And I just be like, why would you do that? I mean, I get it, you got to show your strength and all that, but Obi been loyal. He been one keeping the damn kids in check, making sure they bring the product and all that, until this one little hiccup. So back at the, I want to say the FBI headquarters, I don't know where they at, but they in the room. Medina asking Blanca, they walking. Medina asks Blanca, you think this Lucas thing suicide? What you think about that? She's like, you think it's really a suicide? Blanca was like, hell no. Just like, we just can't prove it. Thank God she done went downstairs. It's so quiet now. But I got 2 more reviews to do after this, so pray for me, y'all. Pray for me, y'all. I'm sorry, these reviews is just gonna get ghetto sometimes, because I got the type of mother that I got. It is what it is. Until I learn how to silence backing noise or whatever you want to call it. I gotta learn how to do that. Once I learn how to do that, I'll be good. But let me say, Yeah, so Blanca was like, I don't believe Lewis is suicide, but there's nothing we can prove. So Medina gets the, well, he tells Jenny and the little agent, the one that found the little baggie in Weston Holdings trash. I found out this episode that his name is Junior, but that's probably not what they call him. But I'm gonna call him Junior, so I won't have to keep saying the agent that found that baggie outside of Weston Holdings. See how long that take to say? So Junior, the agent Junior. So Medina turns to the agent Junior. Jenny tells him, "Oh, need to protect the witnesses because they don't think that Lucas's suicide is real." So Medina's like, "Where are we with Morales, with Effie?" Damn, we keep getting on my lip. Blanca was like, "Well, she's been transferred into federal custody and processed." Jenny was like, "And after Lauren testifies in front of a grand jury, we'll have her indicted. We'll have Effie indicted on attempted murder, and she'll cave and flip on everybody." I'm like, they're just so confident that Effie gonna flip. She ain't flipped yet. So what makes them so confident? Because she's taking an attempted murder charge? That's something she actually got caught doing. Like, Lauren saw her face and everything. So, like, so Blanca says, well, Effie will connect us to Tariq and Effie will connect us to Tariq. Effie will connect Tariq to the Tejadas. And then they had charged Diana with the RICO because they still got that charge pending on her. And she'll cave on the rest of the organization. I was just like, they just so confident that motherfuckers just gonna snitch. So Medina, Blanqui, I said Blanqui. Medina, Junior, I think he stepped off or something. Medina, Blanca, Jenny, they walk into the room where Lauren's waiting at. They tell her they're about to, like, talk her through the grand jury hearing. Lauren sees Sack's picture up on the board now with the whole criminal investigation. So she like, I talked to Sachs. She was like, I've talked to Sachs, and now she was like, how's this death related? She points at this picture, how's this death related? She's like, was it Tariq that did it? So, you know, Jenny got a hard on for Tariq, so she was like, yes, it was. And I was like, girl, you ain't supposed to be saying that. But Blanca looks at Jenny like, girl, you ain't supposed to be saying that. She was like, we're still investigating. We're not ready to make that case yet. That's what Blanca tells Lauren. So Jenny gets to telling Lauren, you know, this hearing is just a formality. I'll be with you every step of the way, asking all the questions. But Dana tells her it ain't gonna be no defense, no cross-examination. You'll just be saying what you know, and they're gonna assess the evidence and vote to indict Effie. So then Lauren was like, y'all not gonna ask me to blame it on Tariq? I was like, girl, that's what you wanted. You kept banging up and down. I don't think Tariq has anything to do with that. I think it was just Effie. Now they telling you to just focus on Effie and you asking about Tariq. I'd be like, Lauren, make up your mind, girl. What's that song about, Ashley from Fresh Prince? Gotta make up your mind. Make up your mind, girl. Where am I? Yeah, so Lauren was like, y'all not gonna ask me to blame it on Tariq? So Jenny was like, no. Effie is our goal. This is about getting justice for you. I was like, bullshit. Y'all was just talking outside the damn room. Y'all trying to get Effie so Effie can flip. Which I still don't think gonna work. She knows she going down for attempted murder. She know what she did. I mean, I guess they're gonna try to get her flipped for less time, I guess. But how is that getting justice for Lauren? Y'all should be trying to get her most time if y'all really trying to get justice for her. I don't know, whatever. So Lauren was like, justice? This is justice. She was like, my life is over. So Blanca was like, but it'll be a life, and your bravery will keep others safe. You know, just giving her that Fed talk. So Lauren was like, I want to see my family. She still ain't seen her parents. Jenny was like, I promise you it'll be soon. She was like, don't do nothing crazy while we're in the home stretch. I was like, huh. As we watched the episode, Lauren did some crazy shit. And unfortunately, I still think Lauren's going to die. Even though she ain't died in this episode. So, who is now? So, Kane, Drew, Tariq, and Braden, they at the warehouse. Monet and Obi come in. Monet was like, well, it seems like y'all can't keep Noma happy, so now I'm y'all new boss. So, you know, Drew pissed. He's like, fuck no, tries to walk away. Kane like, nah, you gotta stay, bruh. Huh. Braden was like, so we answer to you now? Obi was like, well, if you answer to Noma, you answer to Monet. Monet was like, so that means no more fucking around. Tells Kane and Drew, y'all back on the streets. And tells them to tell Diana to call her because, you know, I guess Diana's still ducking her call. They all just confronted Monet. Now they got to work for her. Sheesh. Monet was like, and you two motherfuckers talking about Braden and Tariq. You motherfuckers gave my money to that damn Ponzi scheme. Like, now y'all got to pay that back. Plus, y'all got to pay, plus, y'all got to make Noma whole again. When they was like, y'all gonna have to find a new market. Like, the only reason y'all alive is because y'all in debt. So then Monet was like, and you, Tariq, we need to go talk. And I'm just like, she just walk up in that joint like she ain't just almost get his baby sister, grandmother, and mother killed. So I was just like, so they go outside, Monet and Tariq. This is where we found out that Monet had nothing to do with it. Well, you know, I said that I feel like I love Mary J. Blige. She's one of my favorite singers of all time. I grew up singing the hell out of her music. Probably got videos of me out there singing the hell out of her music. But when it comes to acting, I am so sorry. Monet Tejada, man, not good enough. Not good enough. Huh. So they get out there in the parking lot, whatever you want to call it, garage or the warehouse. Monet pulls gun out on Tariq. She's like, you told my kids I killed Lorenzo? That's when I find out. That's when I find out that's why Monet would have reason to send that letter. Because we found out in the end of the episode that she had nothing to do with it. But that gives her motive now, in my mind. That makes it make sense to me. Oh, like, okay. She did that because she thinks that Tariq told the Tejada kids that she killed Lorenzo, or she had something to do with killing Lorenzo. So I was like, so that's why she gave the letter to Tommy. I was thinking. I was like, okay. So Tariq was like, how would I know that to tell them anything? He was like, I didn't know anything. So Monet was like, well, you got that info on me about GTG. You knew GTG didn't kill Zeke. You knew GTG. You knew GTG didn't kill Zeke. So you probably just put the rest together. Tariq was like, so that's why you sent Tommy after my mother. So Monet was like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. So Tariq was like, and I was like, but like I said, it wasn't making sense for me after this anyway. And plus, in the beginning, before I realized that she was mad because she thought Tariq snitched about her killing Lorenzo or whatever, I was like, what would be the motive for Monet to do that? So that's why I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if it was Monet. So at this moment, she was like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. She was like, I ain't had nothing to do with that. She was like, if it was up to me, Kane would be digging your grave right now. And I was in my head like, no, he wouldn't. Kane wouldn't be digging your grave. He ain't fucking with you right now. But we see in this episode, Kane's still down to do whatever for Monet, even after they all confronted her in the kitchen with this, that, and the third. Oh, excuse me. So she was like, yeah, if it wasn't for me If it was up to me, you can't be digging your grave right now. But lucky for you, you gotta get your bitches in line first. Talking about Effie and Lauren. So Monet was like, Effie and Lauren can't talk. It's like, and are we clear? Tariq was like, yeah. So Monet starts to walk off. Tariq tried pump fake, whip his joint out. Obi stops him. He was like, Tariq. He was like, my family, they received the green cards. So I was like, okay, that's all right. I was like, Tariq need all the allies he can get right now. Not saying that Obi would just full out betray Noma, but he's in Tariq's good graces. Tariq was like, yeah, I did that for you, but you didn't even keep up your end of the bargain. You were supposed to keep Noma stalled out. He was like, but instead, Noma knows everything, and Monet's our boss. Like, what's up with that? So Obi points to his face and was like, this is what I got for trying to stall you out. He was like, you lucky Monet prevented you from Noma killing you until the heat is off of the Enterprise or something like that. He was like, it'll benefit us all when you back in Noma's good graces. He was like, so use this time wisely or something like that. I was like, okay, so Obi would rather Tariq be like the boss of the situation than Monet. And I can see that because Monet just be thinking kill, kill, kill. I mean, Tariq to be thinking like that too, but Tariq be more level-headed sometimes too. So Monet, she gets in her car, leaves a voicemail for Diana. She's like, you need to answer my phone calls, stop ignoring me. I need to know if Tariq is a snitch or not. So Diana still ain't answering. So when they pulls off, and it looked like Tariq was about to follow her, he gets in his car. And then, so Tariq gets in his car, looked like he about to follow Monet. Tommy pulls up. Tommy pulls up on, God damn it, where am I? I gotta learn to stop squinting when I got glasses on. I'm so used to squinting. That's what happens when you ain't got glasses for over a decade. Okay, I don't have to squint. I can just look. Okay. Yeah, so it seemingly looked like Tariq was about to follow Monet. Then he gets cut off by Tommy. Tommy was like, don't do nothing stupid. He was like, follow me. So they pull over to the side, get out the cars. Tommy was like, you got some balls, kid, showing up to my mother house. I was like, dang, he already found out. I was like, dang, Tommy really be going to see Kate like that? Because he don't be really wanting to fuck with Kate for real. But, I mean, that's still his mother at the end of the day. She probably called him like, Tommy. Tariq was like, yep, Tariq gets out. He's like, yep, this the exact gun right here. He was like, I swear to God, Uncle Tommy, I will use this gun right now if you don't tell me what happened to my mother. He was like, you don't tell me my mother at right now. So Tommy was like, all right, put the gun down first and I'll tell you. Tariq lowers the gun. So Tommy was like, well, me and Tasha hashed it out. And I was just like, see, this is why I said, what the hell? Like, Tasha snitched on Tommy in a grand jury, right? Or something like that. So I was just like, so you just gonna let that go? We just letting that go? It's that easy? So they show, so Tommy says, you had to drop on me. He tells Tariq, you had to drop on me, but thank God Tasha knocked you out because you was about to shoot. So then they show what happened after Tariq got knocked out. So, what happened? Tasha knocks Tariq out, points the gun at Tommy real quick. They pointing guns at each other. So she was like, I just saved your life, Tommy. She was like, I just saved your life, Tommy. I was like, she low-key did, because if anything, no, I don't know. She says, I just saved your life. She was like, I'm about to check on Tariq. You gonna shoot me while I'm checking on my son? So Tommy, he feel away. That's still his nephew at the end of the day. He promised Ghost he would never hurt his son or his kids. So Tommy, He like, turn him to his side. Turn him on his side for better support. Trying to help Tasha. I thought that was funny, though. So Tommy was just like, well, why you do it? She was like, why? She was like, why you save me from Tariq just now? The Tasha was like, I lost enough family. Won't need to be killing each other. She was like, let's just dead this shit. Tommy was like, what about me and Keisha? Tasha was like, well, you think I wanted to kill my best friend? And she was going to rat on Tariq, and eventually she was going to rat on you. Tommy was like, no. She was like, I saved your life then. She was like, our blood feud ends now, or we're going to end up killing each other, and we're going to end up like Keisha or like Ghost. She was like, I love you, Tommy. She was like, we the last ones left. Low key. I mean, yeah, because Kanan did, Ghost. Yeah, it's like we the last ones left. What was Tommy's first girlfriend name? The white girl? Tommy's like, man, I just feel like I feel like I'm losing my people. Tasha was like, well, let's not lose each other. So Tommy's like, man, I wish we could just go smoke a blunt, ride around. I got so much stuff I gotta tell you. And I was like, oh, that remind me back when Power first started. Tommy and Tasha used to have their little times where they used to go hang out, smoke together, just chill, talk about stuff. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Made me a little nostalgic. I was like, oh, okay. I remember when they used to do that. He starts telling him, I got a brother who got a son, so I'm an uncle now. He was like, shit hit different for me now. He was like, so believe me when I tell you, I want this to be over. He was like, I just told you. He was like, I got that info I just gave you. I can trust you with that. He was like, you could trust me with not touching your family. Can I trust you with that info I just gave you about my family? So Tasha was like, we are family. So they make up. Yeah, so they make up, and so now it's back to Tariq and Tommy outside, and Tariq was like, so what happened? What happened to my mother? Whatever. So Tommy was like, I don't know. Like, after the marshals came, we all took off or whatever. I don't know what he meant by that. What do you mean they took off? Why would Tasha leave? Was she supposed to be stationed there? I guess he just meant he took off. But he definitely said they in that scene, so I was like, who's they? But so Tommy was like, Tasha wouldn't want you going after Monet. So Tariq was like, so now you speak for my mother? Tommy was like, if you kill Monet, that's going to be like putting your whole family in the ground. I was like, so help your nephew, Tommy. You didn't kill people for less. Shoot. Look what you did back in, dang, what was his show based in? I feel like it was New York. He shook shit up back then. It was just him. And that girl with the Scarface. But either way, like, nigga, call that girl with the Scarface. Take Monet ass out then. Your nephew needs you. But he was like, Tasha wouldn't want you going after Monet. He was like, if you go after her, you putting your family in the ground. Tariq was like, man, fuck that. She already made a move to retaliate by giving you her address. Tommy was like, well, you ain't got no allies, you ain't got no plan. Which is true. He ain't really what he thought. I mean, it's Braden. He's like, you ain't got no allies, no plan. You're not ready for war. He's like, you need to rethink this beef you got with her. Tariq was like, you think I can't handle a war by myself? Tommy was like, I know you can't ride one out. Like, he was like, Ghost tried the same thing. Tried to ride it out between business and he said Ghost tried to ride it out between two worlds too. And that's what got him fucked up. He was like, if you want to survive, you got to either be a civilian or a gangster. You can't be both. He was like, ain't no lines in between. You get distracted, you dead. So Tariq was like, okay. He was like, you prove you care about having my back. So he was like, all right, What you gonna do? What's up? Trying to, like, basically trying to see if Tommy gonna help him. Tommy was like, oh, this ain't my war. He was like, plus in New York, I'm already dead. He was like, just be smart, Tariq. I was like, oh, you ain't gonna help your nephew, Tommy. Saying you already helped. I mean, saying you already did is... Why not just go out with a bang then helping your nephew? Well, I guess he cared now more about his supposed blood nephew, or like his nephew from his from his brother. So at Tate headquarters, they see Tate's in the he's in the lead in the polls. Harper was like, taking down Western Holdings was very brave of you. She's like, you showed me what she said, you showed me what I hope you could be, and I'm proud of you. He was like, maybe we could try again. He proposes, and Harper says yes. So I'm like, okay. I was like, is he really gonna... I was like, no. We all know the shady ass nigga that Tate is. So I was like, is he really going to turn his ways around for Harper? Really? Especially now that he what is he? Senate? I don't know. So Drew Kane and Diana, they meet up, telling Diana, Monet's their new boss. Kane was like, well, smart. Diana was like, forcing her kids to work under penalty of death. That's smart. She was like, Monet's a fucking sociopath. Kane was like, it don't even matter. Like, we ain't got nowhere else to go anyway. Drew was like, I don't even know why Kane here. Like, he always been a mama's boy, da-da-da. Kane was like, shut the fuck up, Drew. Drew was like, you just don't care, and then shoves him. Diana fakes try to hold them back. They always trying to have a little tussle. Diana's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. The beef not between us. It's Monet again. She's like, Monet is the problem, and we know that. Kane was like, when y'all just gonna realize we don't have normal lives? He was like, Kane. No, he was like, Drew, you's not going to be a real housewife. A real housewife. It just says to Diana, you need to stop trying to act like a sorority girl. You're like some sorority chick or something. He's like, we drug dealers. This is our family. It's our family legacy. He was like, that's who we are. Then he leaves. So then Diana says, she was like, fuck both of them. She was like, they'll never see us coming. Drew was like, and by the time they do, it would be too late. So I was like, oh, snap, what the hell are they planning? In that moment. I didn't think it had anything to do with the whole letter thing with Monet. I thought it was going to be somebody else. Did not think it was going to be Diana. So at the Weston house, the Westons are mourning. They're mourning Lucas. Not really. Brayden walks in. Trace was like, where have you been? You should have been here with the family. Brayden was like, y'all should get out of town for a little while, avoid the media, this, that, and the third. Brayden's mom was like, I agree with Brayden. Like, I can't walk down the street without getting, like, heckled. Ashley was like, you guys are all thinking of yourselves. We need to plan a funeral for Uncle Lucas. Trace was like, yeah, no one's going to that. He was like, I'm about to get out of here. Monet walks in, Kane walks in. Monet's like, ain't nobody going nowhere. I was like, oh, shit. I didn't even see this scene coming. I was like, oh, snap. But I forgot. Yeah, Monet lost her money in that thing thanks to Kane. And Kane don't care about the repercussions. Kane and Brayden, that's what I'm saying. Brayden could not be a real nigga. Like, I would not, like, niggas would not let that fly. I don't care if I don't care if my peoples did work your peoples. I'm riding with my peoples. Like, it's crazy. But Brayden just let them come on in. Monet was like, your family owe me money. Robert get that. I don't know what you talking about, but he was like, I don't know who you people are, but we're not in the position of repayment. We're not repaying nobody losses. We're not in that position. So Kane rushes Robert, pushes him down in his seat. He's like, you're not in the position to be in a position. Brayden comes over there, hey, bro, chill. I was like, nigga, it's too late. They up in your shit. They all on your peoples. Like, what you gonna do now? Monet started looking around, like, these these paintings look nice. It's a big ass house. Kane brings a painting in, like, oh look, Mom, it's the same name as you, Monet. Kane tells Trace, give me that watch. Takes the watch up off Trace. Monet was like, well, this is just a down payment. We can be back. So her and Kane leave. So Robert pissed. He's like, what the fuck, Brayden? Like, you had every opportunity to lead that life alone. He's like, you're not one of them. Definitely not. Listen to your father, Brayden. You're definitely not one of them. Because a real nigga not going to let that type of stuff even fly. Kane would not let that fly. I don't care if Monet... Like, if Kane was in Brayden's position, Brayden would just be hit. But Brayden in his own position, they just ran down on y'all. Like, and you just let it happen. So he's just like, you're not one of them. Trace was like, then you learn your lesson the first time. Brayden was like, Lucas was the biggest crook in the family. And no one suspected anything? Okay. Let's see if the SEC buys that shit. And he storms out. So outside Maine, I said Maine. Outside Monet talking to Kane, like, you spoke to Diana? Kane was like, yeah, he was like, they, what did he say? Oh yeah, Monet was like, you talked to Diana? Kane was like, yeah, but the shit about Lorenzo got her fucked up right now. Got them fucked up right now, Drew and Diana. He was like, they might be out. Monet was like, nah, that don't work for me. I was just like, she was like, that don't work for me. Kane was like, you gonna have to work your magic then. So that's when Monet was like, when was you gonna tell me that Effie got locked up? For real this time, because you know Monet knew about the setup the first time. She was like, well, I had to find out from Davis. Monet was like, man, you sure you gonna be able to handle Effie, because you know Tariq ain't gonna be able to handle that shit. Kane was like, don't worry about Effie. She's solid. I tried to get her to snitch on Tariq and she ain't even do that. Just that and the third. Monet was like, nah, man, you pussy whipped. I guess I'm going to have to do this myself. I do it. I do it myself. So then Effie in her cell, she walked into her cell with the CO. She asked the CO, why my cell getting changed? You know, the cellie was like, do I look like I'm here to answer your questions? Put her in her cell, and then she pulls her blanket back. I don't know if she already had that burner phone or it was a surprise to her. But she opens the burner phone and gets a text that says, what does it say? Oh yeah, Monet coming for you. Watch your back. I'm trying to figure out who sent that text. Did they say in this episode? Because I'm trying to remember. I guess it was Kane. I mean, that was right after the scene she said, I'm going to have to handle her Effie myself. That's what I'm assuming, because later on in the episode when Tariq goes to see Effie, and she was like, you the one that warned me about Monet? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So Tariq, he meets up with Davis. Davis was like, leave the Monet shit alone. He's like, Dave's like, leave Monet alone. She said she didn't do it. She said she didn't send the letter. Tariq was like, well, obviously she gonna lie, because, yeah, he was like, obviously she gonna lie. He was like, the only reason I'm alive because I owe her money. David says when your lawyer and your homicidal white uncle tell you to avoid a war, you should listen. So this is when Davis tells Tariq that the feds got him on camera slipping the note to Diana. So Tariq was like, well, you gotta get her charges dropped. And Davis was like, I'm working on it. So Davis was like, well, what happened with the whole Western Holdings thing? So Tariq was like, well, I think it was tape. And ain't no think, nigga. RSJ told you. So Davis was like, well, I recommend not killing a congressman. Davis was like, but having leverage on tape would be useful. So he was like, yeah, you know that snake motherfucker always up for a deal. Dave was like, and you know this. Dave was like, let me handle that. He was like, you need to handle Effie. He was like, Effie got to go. I was like, oh, man, that's your lawyer. Tariq was like, ain't that what you not supposed to say? Dave was like, she not on our side, and if she fold, we all in jumpsuits. Dave was like, didn't she snitch on you at Cho? Well, she didn't say at Cho, but that's when I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. He was like, didn't she snitch on you before? So he was like, yeah, but it's not that simple. He was like, obviously, the feds will lock us up, but Noma will kill our asses. He was like, and Effie has the picture that I need to get from under Noma's thumb. They was like, well, you ain't gonna never get to use that picture if Lauren testifies. He's like, she got to go too. Tariq was like, you sound like Monet, my nigga. Stay in your lane. He tells us that, stay in his lane. Dave was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. He's like, those are your bitches. I thought that was hilarious, bruh. He said, I don't give a fuck anymore. Those are your bitches. He was like, since when is killing a problem for you? Tariq was like, well, killing leads to more problems. I'm trying to stay away from it. But you was just in the last episode telling Brayden he had to kill Lucas. Like, killing's just convenient when you want it to be, Tariq. Tariq gets the, yeah, I know shit been hard since you lost your brother. I know exactly how I feel. I lost my twin sister. He was like, but now's not the time to crash out. We got to pull it together. He was like, so what if Lauren recants? Davis was like, well, what would be her incentive? Tariq was like, well, she'd have to feel more in danger if she testifies than if she doesn't. Davis was like, yeah. He was like, he heard Lauren's parents came back into town. Maybe we could do something with that. Davis was like, recanting won't outright solve things. They'll just trump up some other charges against Effie. And then Davis was like, unless you can get in there and talk to her, but she gonna have to do something that she don't want to do. So this was in the moment where I was like, what is she going to do that she don't want to do? And I'm assuming it's talk to Lauren, because she ain't did shit but talk to Tariq and Lauren. Up until this moment, then back in Effie's cell, a woman comes in and attacks her. The guards come and pull her, break her up. Effie was holding her own though. So she's sitting down talking to Tariq. She was like, are you the one that sent that warning? And Tariq was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I was like, so who sent the text message? I'm assuming it was Kane. And I'm assuming Monet sent the woman. So he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She was like, so what you here for then? Tariq was like, I got a plan to get you out. So that's when Effie was like, I don't need you. I got my own lawyer, my own money. I'll bail myself out. So that's why I was like, is we going to finally see Effie's lawyer? Because this is the damn finale. But they don't never bring Effie's. I want to know who her lawyer was going to be. Or was that just something she was just saying? I don't know. But she was like, yeah, I could bail myself out. This, that, and the third. Tariq was like, well, you can't post bail. He was like, David says, if you post bail, that'll get him months to indict you. Get him months to gather more evidence, this and the third. He was like, but if you wait, they'll only have 5 days to enroll a jury to do the hearing. So Effie was like, well, how does less time help me? So Tariq was like, well, once they get the charges dropped, they'll have less time to figure anything else out. By that time, you'll have walked. He was like, we on the same team. Effie was like, we just on the same team because you need something from me. So he was like, yeah, I need that picture of Noma's daughter. He was like, I'm going to figure out who she is and I'm going to get her from up under us. So Effie was like, I already found her. I was like, oh, big Effie. Well, I was like, was she just gaslighting him? I mean, is she just saying that? So Effie was like, I already found him. I mean, I already found her. So Tariq was like, what the fuck you mean? She was like, I already found her, and I'm not giving you shit until you get me out of here. Yeah, I put, could she be bluffing? I don't know, with the little emoji. But she wasn't bluffing, as we see when we see it towards the end of the episode. So Tariq meets up with Braden and Kane, tells him about the grand jury having 5 days to do the indictment for Effie. He's like, so that's this day window to get Lauren to reverse her story. So I thought immediately Kane was gonna be like, reverse her story. This our chance to fucking kill her ass. Cause you know Kane is a hothead, but Kane's seemingly going along with this shit. So he was like, well, we ain't got time for that flash in the watch. He got off Trace. Braden was like, I will cut your fucking hand off. So Tariq was like, y'all need to chill. We got to work together to get Lauren to change her story. Kane was like, all right, so what's the plan? So Tariq was like, well, remember when Obi showed us all our pictures of our family members or whatever? He was like, that's what we're going to do with Lauren's parents. He was like, she just got to understand that Witsec ain't going to ain't going to protect her family. Which we see because, shoot, Witsec couldn't even protect his family. They still found Tasha. So Tariq was like, I'm going to set up a meeting with Lauren. Y'all going to show up with pictures of her parents and offer her protection in exchange for recanting her story against Effie. And I was in my head like, they really think this is going to work? I was just like, really? So Kane was like, all right, me and Drew will get the photos. Tariq was like, Davis will tell y'all where to get them from. This, that, and the third. So Tariq calls Lauren. He's like, Lauren, you can't testify. It's not safe. So Lauren was like, well, was somebody going to kill me like you killed Saxe? So, yeah, she was like, was somebody going to kill me like you killed Saxe when you found out he was talking to Jenny? So Tariq was like, that wasn't me. Like, Saxe dug his grave. Saxe was dirty, dug his grave 100 times over, this, that, and the third. What did he say? He was like, how do you even trust the feds? He was like, they don't even keep you safe or let you see your family. He was like, I'm the only one that can help you in this situation. This still gaslighting Lauren. And I was like, how am I supposed to trust that? Tariq was like, look, man, if I wanted to hurt you, I would have had a million times to do it. He could have killed you in that bathroom. He could have got away with it, maybe. He was like, if I wanted to kill you, I could have did it already. You need to trust me. I got a plan. He was like, we need to meet up, though. So Lauren was like, okay, but somewhere in public. She was like, meet me later at some park or something. They get off the phone. She grabs a knife out the kitchen. I was like, girl, what you going to do with that knife? It's going to be 3 dudes there. So Drew and Kane, they snatch up Lauren's parents real quick. So then Lauren, she meets up with Tariq. Braden and Kane walk up. She pull out the knife. What the hell? Tariq was like, Dave, you're not in danger, Lauren. Braden was like, I tried to save you. Lauren was like, really, Braden, did you? She was like, I don't care. I will fuck you guys up before I go down, holding the little knife up. I was like, poor little Lauren. They got guns, girl. I mean, you might get I don't know. So Tariq was like, well, they here to make a deal face to face. So you know they're not lying. So Kane shows Lauren video of them with guns to her parents' heads. So Tariq's fake playing along. Lauren's like, my parents. Tariq's like, what the fuck, bro? We didn't discuss this. Man, where'd I go? Yeah, Tariq was like, we never spoke about this. Cam was like, what you gonna do, Lauren? You gonna punch me with that little steak knife? He was like, you gotta understand, I don't listen to shit that Tariq says. He was like, but my word is my bond. If you recant your story, I forget I know you. So Tariq was like, you can go back to a regular life. Because you know, all Witsec is gonna offer you is some cashier job in Arizona. And Tariq would know. Is that what they about to send Tasha and them? So Lauren was like, well, what about Effie? She's the one that actually tried to kill me. She's like, until I talk to her, I'm not doing anything. She's like, but I swear to God, if something happens to my family, that's when Tariq was like, all right, Kane, let her family go as a show of good faith. Bray was like, yeah, come on, man, do it. And I'm like, look at these niggas acting like they ain't playing this whole thing. Lauren just standing there in tears. Kane was like, all right, or something. I guess he just nods like, okay, or something. I don't remember. So Lauren was like, Jenny was right about you, Tariq. She was like, Jenny and Blanca were right about you. It all comes back to you. She's like, this is the last time you lied to me. And she walks off. I was like, yeah, so she's not fucking with you no more. But I guess the plan worked. But I didn't think that was going to work. It is what it is. So as Lauren walks off, Braden's like, if all this works, we still got to worry about Diana's charges. Tariq was like, David's working on that as we speak. So then we get to the Tate. Apparently Tate won the election. They celebrating due to AVH, his component, conceding. I looked that up. It's something about admitting to stuff that they didn't admit to in the beginning. I don't know. Something like that. So Tate he gives a speech. He's like, I want to thank my fiance too. Brings Harper up. So after his speech, Davis approaches him like, I got a message for you. He was like, Tariq and the Tejadas know that you was the one that gave up Western Holdings. He was like, you got a bullet coming your way. Tate was like, you really want to threaten me? He was like, I can have your ass doing something, chasing buses or something like that. Davis is like, now who's threatening who? That's exactly how he said it too. Now who's threatening who? So he was like, it's something that you can do to earn. Davis was like, there is something that you can do to earn some good graces. He was like, you can get the charges dropped against Diana Tejada. He's like, and make sure this shit don't. He's like, and make sure they back off me as well. I'm like, is Davis low-key asking for protection from Tate? I guess that was just something he said. I don't know. So Tate chuckles and was like, well, I'm always willing to help friends in need as long as they're willing to donate some large sums of money to my campaign. They chuckling. Davis was like, oh, consider it done. They shake hands. Harper hears all this and storms out. And some journalist approaches her and was like, I want to do a story on your love. I want to do a love piece on your story. Your love life or something like that. Love story, whatever. Harper was like, it would be an end of a love story, a real fucking tragedy. She was like, nobody want to read that. So she pissed. Because she thought that Tate was just going to be clean after taking down one little Ponzi scheme. All Tate see is dollar signs. So at Western Holdings, Kiki, she packing up her stuff. She running to Braden. She's like, what you doing there? So she tells him that she's been cleared by the SEC, but they was asking about RSJ, who just conveniently left the country. Braden's like, well, that's the perks of having a private jet. No kizzy. I don't even like saying that, but that just felt like that had to hit right there. But yeah, those are the perks of having a private jet. So Kiki tells Braden she going back to her hometown in Columbus, Ohio. Braden was like, you don't have to go. Like, Lucas took the blame for everything in his suicide note. I was like, oh, Lord, Braden, you wrote a suicide note? So Kiki was like, that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the fact that I still was a part of it. She was like, I just need to take a step back, look at my life, and start over. Braden was like, well, at least you get to. And Katie was like, remember what you told me? Kiki was like, well, remember when you told me you would make it all go away? She was like, well, to me, Lucas doesn't seem like a quitter, and that suicide note didn't sound like him at all. So Braden started walking towards Kiki. He was like, what are you asking me right now? Kiki was like, just look what you're becoming, and suggested that he leaves too. Braden was like, it's a little too late for that. So Kiki kisses Braden and leaves. I guess that's going to be the last time we see Kiki. Who knows? She might pop back up next season. So Lauren, she confronts Jenny at the little safe house. She's like, This isn't about me getting justice. This is about you getting Effie to flip on Tariq and bring down some drug ring. She was like, while also getting justice for your dead boyfriend, talking about sex, and getting a promotion. Lauren was like, well, at this point, I want Tariq too, but I'm not about to stand up there and lie for you, Jenny. She was like, if you want Effie to flip, let me talk to her. Jenny was like, well, what makes you think you would get Effie to flip? So Lauren tells Jenny, well, Tariq wants Effie to keep her mouth shut so she can stay locked up and we can run away together. So Jenny was like, did he tell you that? Have you been in contact with Tariq? So that's when Lauren was like, no, but Effie doesn't know that. So that's when Jenny was like, oh, Lauren, I've crossed so many ethical lines. I don't even want to do that to you. I was like, poor Jenny. I mean, she's still the feds, so she's still the ops. But I was like, she literally in this moment said she ain't want to cross no more ethical lines. But then later on in the stand, Laura makes her look like a wild-ass bitch. So she was like, I can't actually do that. So Lauren was like, well, you don't have no choice. Either I talk to Effie or I don't testify. So I was like, oh, shit. So Lauren sits down with Effie, tells her we're not being recorded. She's like, I learned my lesson on that. So she was like, you know, my life has been hell these past couple of months. She's like, do you understand? She's like, whatever you're into, I don't want any parts of that. So Lauren was like, well, apparently Braden and Tariq didn't want me dead. But when I saw the pictures of you and they showed me the pictures of you and Tariq, and I just felt like did you want to get rid of me? So Effie's like, you thinking way too deep into this. Like, it's literally, she just killed you because you was a snitch. It ain't even that deep. I mean, and low, I feel like 5% of her wanted Tariq for herself. And that was just getting one bitch out the way. So Lauren was like, Lauren was like, so what do I need to know? Because I'm not 100% sure that it's over. She was like, I have no problem taking you guys down with me. Effie was like, I do not give a fuck about you, girl. She was like, you think you've had it bad the last couple of months? She was like, try since birth. She's like, you've had every golden opportunity in the world. She was like, and I wasn't jealous of that. She's like, but then you stepped out of your lane. She said your wide ass, privileged ass lane. She's like, you stepped out of your lane and threatened my future. She was like, it wasn't personal, it was just business. So Lauren stands up, about to try to leave. Effie's like, if you go on the stand and snitch. No. This is before Lauren gets up. Effie was like, if you go on the stand and snitch, it's going to get personal real quick. So Lauren was like, are you threatening me? Effie was like, I'm just telling you the truth. And Lauren was like, well, you must not realize who has the power here. She was like, I'm not the same Lauren I used to be. She was like, I didn't see you coming last time, but she's like, but this time my eyes are wide open, bitch. I was just like, she just sounds so forced. So that's when she tried to get up and leave, and Effie was like, if you recant, we all walk. She's like, you get your old life back. Lauren was like, you're just so evil, Effie. She was like, and somehow you just don't think that you deserve what you're getting. And Effie's face, she kind of was looking like, damn, she just got to me with that one. So now they got this hearing. I'm assuming it's the jury. Then what is it? The hearing to determine if they're going to indict Effie or whatever. Yeah, so Jenny was like, we're here to decide whether or not there's sufficient enough evidence to indict Effie. But they say her real name was Josephine Morales. I was like, where they get Effie from, Josephine? I don't know. or maybe in Spanish. I don't know. They was like, we here to indict, prove sufficient evidence, indict Effie, felony murder. Felony attempted murder. She was like, and to help you make a decision, the witness of the crime, the victim of the victim in the case, and points to Lauren, says her name, credentials, like she's a Dean List student at Stansville, tries to butter it up, make it seem like it's good. So Jenny was like, Lauren, share what happened to you. So Lauren quiet. Jenny was like, I know you've been through a lot. Lauren still quiet. So Jenny opens up her book and was like, well, you said in your signed victim statement that Effie kidnapped you, knocked you unconscious, strapped you to your seat, and pushed you into an icy river. So Lauren was like, well, that's what you told me to say. I was like, oh, snap. They really got Lauren to flip. So Jenny was like, well, you signed this statement under penalty of forgery. Lauren was like, because you forced me to. She gets to turn to the jury trying to sympathize. She was like, I wasn't well. I was having panic attacks about the pressure of school. And I took a drive and I started thinking about my brother who also had panic attacks. And I must have just blacked out in my car. And then I woke up. No, she said, I must have just blacked out in my car. And she said when she woke up, it was Jenny there with the doctor. And they told her she was dead. And she was like, Jenny said if she ever wanted to see her parents again, she'd have to say that Effie did that to her, that she tried to kill her. So that's when Jenny was like, well, it's obvious this witness has been compromised. Jenny was like, are you aware, Lauren, that you're perjuring yourself right now? Lauren turned, still talking to the jury. As you can imagine, I'm just so confused. But Jenny, she made me believe that my statement was true. She was like, but it's not. She was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, Jenny, I'm done with your agenda. She was like, I'd like to go home. I was like, oh, Lord. Jenny comes out the room after the hearing. Blanca, Medina, and Junior, the agent Junior, they like, what happened? So Jenny was like, they got to her. They got to Lauren. She was like, I don't know how, but they did. So Blanca was like, do we still have Effie in custody? Medina was like, yeah, we only have a day to charge her. We got to let her go. So that's when Junior was like, and we ain't getting nothing from busting that coffee shop. Which I thought was crazy because I thought when Lucas gave them dropped that little nugget about what was it, course correct? No, what's the new one? Crash Coin. Yeah, when he dropped that little nugget, I thought they was gonna find something, but Junior says they turned up empty on that. So Medina was like, you got played, Jenny. He was like, I'm pulling the plug on this to save us further embarrassment. Blanca was like, no. Jenny was like, we can save this. Medina was like, nope, pack it up. We done. So I was like, damn. They got it. They did it. I was like surprised. I was like, really? That's all it took? Or did they get it? Because, at the end of the episode, that flash drive. So Tariq texting Lauren, asking she okay. She don't respond. She throws that burner phone away. And she leaves with her parents. So I guess that's the last we can be seeing of Lauren for now. But I still think somebody going to circle back for Lauren. She knows too much. Especially now. She ain't even know a lot. But now that she's been in protection and been hearing all this stuff from the feds and from Tariq and them, she knows too much. They're going to get rid of Lauren eventually. So Effie, she's out. Tariq's there to pick her up. She's like, I don't know how you do all this shit all the time, but you just do it. Tariq was like, gotta have faith. So Effie's like, I ain't had no other option. So Effie pulls out her phone, was like, as agreed. Pulls out, she was like, Noma's daughter isn't a kid anymore. She's a college student. She's going to NYU. She airdrops the info to Tariq. Effie was like, I don't even think the girl knows that Noma is actually a criminal. It seems like they keep totally separate, different lives. So Effie was like, let me not do that. Dang, but I want to put my arms. I picked the wrong day. Wear a belly shirt. It is what it is. Ooh, my arms is killing me. So Effie was like, so what happens to me and this business after you do this, like handle Norma's daughter? So Tariq was like, well, you always been on your own. I'm sure you build back up. Effie was like, well, she was like, well, just like that? She's like, after you set me up at the warehouse, that's all you gonna say? She's like, what happened to all that shit you said in France? It ain't mean nothing? I was like, oh, Lord. Effie still got feelings, even though she's in smashed Kane. Which I think she better for now. I think she be with just be with Kane. And Kane already sprung now, like Monet said. So Tariq was like, what makes you think I can trust you? Like, you went behind my back to Kane instead of coming to me. He was like, well, I ain't tripping, no, it's all good. He was like, I'm going to take you back to your dorm, hop in the car. So Effie get to walking away. He was like, what you doing? She was like, I'm finding my way like I always do. And finding her way, shoot. Finding her way leads her to Noma. So Tariq and Brayden meet up. Tariq showing Brayden Noma's daughter's info. He's like, it's the key to our freedom. We won't have to work for Monet either. Brayden was like, man, I think it's time for me to quit cold turkey. I was just like, this nigga is so annoying. Tariq was like, you wait for shit to get this bad, and now you want to just leave me holding the bag by myself? I was like, that's your friend. He the one that wanted to start this. He the one that was geeking to do this in the beginning. Tariq wanted to hang it up. Brayden was like, nah. Brayden was the one that made him come to Western Holdings and realize that was a great place to move the product and all that. I was just like, come on, Brayden. Really? Brayden was like, I killed my uncle, man. My family will never be the same. We've been out here ruining lives. I was just like, oh my goodness. He was like, I'm not made for this life, man. He was like, we knew this. But you had to find out the hard way. Now you just want to dip out. It don't work like that. He was like, I'm out, man, for good. Tells Tariq, good luck. Just leave your man's hanging. That's why I said Brayden couldn't be a real nigga, man. I get that he white. It just, bro, I just don't be getting it, bro. So then Diana, mind you, I told you before I seen this episode, I kept seeing the comment, Dirty Diana. So I was like, as soon as I seen Diana, it's the first scene that I seen Diana in. So she comes to Tariq's dorm. I'm like, I already know she up to something. So Tariq tells Diana he know Monet thinks that he the one that told them about Lorenzo, but he had no idea. Diana was like, well, I want to leave this life, but Monet's crazy and she scares me. I was just like, how could Tariq be so gullible? Like, Diana is smart, so it's just like, why would you even buy this type of stuff? To be the type of smart nigga that he's supposed to be. So Tariq was like, yeah, Diana sent Tommy after my mother. So Diana was like, is she okay? She was like, how's your mom still alive? Or she was like, she asked, she said, Monet went after your mother, how's she still alive? So Tariq was like, my mother's still alive, so that's a win for me. He was like, I don't need no war between me and your family. That's just going to end up with my family having to go on a run again. So Diana was like, well, what if it didn't start a war? Tariq was like, how does that happen? So Diana was like, well, Drew hates her and I want her dead for what she did to Lorenzo. She was like, it's time for Monet to go. She was like, you really think you're going to be able to live a free life with Monet still alive? I was like, oh, so this the play. She about to try to get Tariq to kill Monet. So Tariq was like, what are you asking me right now? So Diana was like, well, I'm asking you to help me. Tariq was like, well, what about Kane? Yeah, because that's a big factor. Even though he beefing with Monet, he ain't going to let nobody take her out. So Diana was like, well, Kane will never know. We just got to move fast because we only going to get one shot at this. Tariq was like, all right, I'm in. Because, he pissed. Like, they planted that whole little thing. So Tariq down to kill Monet. But I'm just like, why would you be so gullible to think that Diana would just still... Diana still has feelings. You know she ain't really down to kill her mother. Oh, no, she low-key was. Well, no, yeah. She was, but setting up Tariq, yeah. So Diana was like, So Tariq was like, what you want me to do? So Diana was like, well, Monet has been trying to get me to come over and talk to her. She says, yeah, Monet's been trying to get me to come over and talk to her, so I'm going to pick her up. So as she starts saying what the plan is, the plan starts playing out. She's like, I'm going to pick her up and tell her Drew's waiting at the penthouse to hash things out, and you'll be waiting and hiding. And you put 2 shots through the window and drive off. She was like, and I just tell Kane and Drew that I never saw the shooter's face. So Monet and Diana, they get in the car. Monet says Diana out here causing drama when she's supposed to be, it's supposed to be her turn to step up for the family. Diana's like, well, this ain't no family, it's a business. You killed our father. What kind of mother does that to her children? So Monet was like, you right. She was like, when I had to give up, she saw us getting, they give us a sentimental moment because right after this, Monet gets shot up. So I guess they try to make it seem like, and Diana trying to kind of like, that's why you can't trust Diana. She switches up. So Monet was like, when I had to give up Zeke, it took a lot out of me. She was like, I couldn't be soft on you kids. She was like, dealing with Lorenzo's hustle. We had to raise y'all like soldiers, so it was easier to see you that way. She was like, it was easier to protect you from the streets, from the fucked up way the streets treat you. Says she knows that it's not right, but it's who they were. She's like, she know it ain't right, but that's who they were. She was like, you put all this on me. What about your father? She was like, he chose this life for me. She was like, I'm tough on y'all, especially you, because I love you. She was like, I'm sorry. She was like, I don't have no other way to show it. I was like, oh, snap. So that's when Diana rethinking. She was like, oh, I think I left something in the house. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's go back inside. Right as she says that, car pulls up, lets off shots. And then it speeds past Tariq, who I thought it was. But it wasn't Tariq. And then Tariq notices as the car rides past that it's his mother. So Kane rushes to the car. Well, Kane comes out, shoots back at the car too, which makes the car speed off. Kane rushes to the car to check on them. Monet got like 3 shots on her. And then we know from the next scene, Diana didn't get hit at all. So the doctor comes out, tells Kane, Drew, Diana, Monet is in surgery. She in critical condition. It's touch and go. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't really blame Tasha for doing what she did. You came after her first. They didn't see that coming. They didn't think that was gonna happen. So, Diana was like, Monet sacrificed herself for me. So Kane was like, did you see who did it? And Diana was like, it was Tariq. So I was like, wow, you dirty bitch. So Diana was like, well, Tariq thinks Monet set him up after... Tariq thinks Monet sent Tommy after his mom and he's looking for revenge. So Kane gets angry. I'm going to kill him. Drew was like, Tariq needs to go. So Kane leaves. So I was thinking to myself, like, now you possibly about to lose a brother, Diana. I was like, good luck on that. But it don't work out like that. I was like, I hope you're proud of yourself, Diana. So then they show a flashback of what happened after the Tejada kids confronted Monet about Lorenzo. So they leave the house. Kane leaves, and Diana and Drew, they get to talking. Like, man, it's either Monet or it's us. He was like, man, we gotta get rid of her, but if we're gonna do this, we gotta cover our tracks. So Monet was like, well, how about we do what Monet did to Lorenzo? We get somebody else to do it. So Drew was like, well, we can use Tariq. Kane was like, well, Diana was like, well, ain't no way Tariq getting out of this alive. Kane gonna want blood. Drew was like, well, so be it. Shoot. Diana was very hesitant about it. But she don't care. She was like, we fighting for our lives out here. Tariq kills Monet and Kane kills Tariq. End of story. So I was like, oh, so that's what their plan was. So back in the hospital, Drew was like, what the fuck, Diana? You was supposed to run Tariq over with the car after he shot off. So Kane could just come over and finish him off. So Diana was like, well, I'm not sure that Tariq was even the shooter. She was like, someone else fucked up the plan, but I don't know who. So then they showed a clip of Diana ass in a red wig dropping off the damn letter to Kate saying that Monet sent this for Tommy. So now we found out it was Diana. I was just like, okay. I thought it was going to be somebody else. Somebody else that we didn't even think was going to be in the play. But it ended up being Diana. I was like, okay. But as I seen the plan coming together for them, I was like, okay. When she went to Tariq, I was like, okay, now I get what happened. So Drew was like, we just stick to our stories. It was Tariq. So Tariq meets up with his mom. You know, he ain't really had a chance to, like, sit down and talk with her. So they sitting down. So Tasha was like, what was you doing there? Like, when she shot Monet up. Tariq was like, well, look, Diana was in on it. It wasn't gonna be any retaliation. Tasha was like, well, Monet was my mark, not yours. She's like, I'm your mother. I protect you. Tariq was like, well, that's why you knocked me out, huh? And Tasha was like, yep, and I do it again. She was like, even if Monet survives, your hands are clean. She was like, I'm going back to Yaz and Estelle, her mother, Big Mama, whatever. She's like, and you gonna go back to school and get your trust and get out so we can all be together. That's when Tariq had to break the news to him. He was like, Mom, I lost my trust in the Ponzi scheme. Tasha was like, that Weston Holding shit? And Tariq was like, yeah. She was like, so what now? Tariq was like, well, I don't know, man. I thought I was only going to be having to escape the Noma shit. So that's when Tasha was like, who is Noma? So that's when Tariq explains who Noma is. Says that he been working with her since she came looking for Mecca's killer. Tasha was like, oh, boy, what have you gotten yourself into? Tariq was like, I just can't figure... Tariq was like, nothing. I just can't figure out... I just can't figure it out. He was like, he's like, I just need that money and that power that makes you untouchable like Noma has. So I was like, oh, I like how they threw power in there, but I was like, oh, nigga, you sound like your father a little bit. So Tasha was like, your dad tried that, and that's what took him down. So Rick was like, well, you know he wasn't doing it right. Tasha was like, no, one thing Ghost wasn't. Ghost might have been a lot of things, but one thing he wasn't was stupid. And I was like, yeah, because you could learn some more shit from Ghost, Tariq, at this point. Tariq was like, well, I've learned from Ghost's mistakes. And plus, they're a lesson for me. Tasha was like, well, there's a way, but if you take it, you can't stop. It was like, yeah, there's a way, but if you take it, you can't stop. She was like, with Monet's shot, I cleared the way. And that'll give you some time to get close to Noma. Tariq was like, yeah, so I can learn everything she knows, so I can take everything she has, and then I can bring you home. Tasha was like, it's a dangerous play, and you got to be super careful. Tariq was like, I know, but I'm not going to get you back and have a life worth living if I don't take the risk. So they hug. They have that very sentimental moment because, you know, he don't know when he's going to see his mom again. She was like, be careful. Tariq was like, I got this. Okay. So this is what we found out. The agent, Junior, the one that found the little baggie in Weston Holding's trash, his mom is Angela's sister. I remember her ass. I knew it was her before she even mentioned him being her nephew, being Angie's nephew or whatever. So she shows up to the station. It's like, I've been looking for you. You ain't been calling. I mean, you ain't been coming home or whatever. He was like, I'm so sorry. Our witness just recanted. Her whole case blew up. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, boy. What she say? You know, that'll only make you stronger. She was like, I know your Aunt Angie be so proud you following her footsteps. She's like, and I'm so proud too. She hands him an envelope, like, this came for you in the mail. So Junior sees it. He was like, this is from Cooper Sacks. So he opens it and the flash drive falls out. So I was like, what is this flash drive? I'm trying to remember a moment in time where Sacks could have recorded something. I can't remember. So then we get to this final scene. Tariq shows up at the warehouse. Obi's there searching him. Walks up. They walk up to Noma. Noma was like, so you have a proposition? Tariq was like, yeah, I want to work alongside you so I can elevate. And once y'all expand, I can run things here. So Noma was like, bold of you to make these type of demands after a hit on Monet. She was like, and I heard whoever did it didn't even finish the job. She was like, you had anything to do with that? So Tariq was like, it wasn't me. So that's when Obi was like, well, there seems to be a difference of opinion on that matter. So that's when Kane walks. Tariq was like, what you talking about? Kane walks out. I was like, oh, shit. And I thought in this moment that Kane was going to be the only one there. They really did get me at the end with this one. So Kane walks out, pointing his gun at Tariq. You really thought you was going to get away with it? Tariq was like, with what? So that's when Drew and Diana come out. And I was like, oh, snap. I didn't think this was going to happen. But that's when Drew was like, Diana saw you. So that's when Tariq was like, man, Diana, what you talking about? Like, he was like, explain. He was like, tell him what happened. So Diana was like, you almost killed me too. I was just like, oh, Tariq, you don't understand what's going on. So Kane steady pointing his gun at Tariq like he about to pull the trigger. So that's when Tariq says Noma's daughter name. So that's when Noma was like, hold on, Kane. So that's when Tariq was like, yeah, he was like, I got people. He was like, I got eyes on her. If anything happened to me or my family, they'll go after her. So in that moment, the Tejadas was kind of looking like, oh, snap. Like, is Noma going to take that? But then, like, a couple of minutes later, right after he says that, Noma was like, you clever, but perhaps you've flown a little too close to the sun. And then Effie walks out. And that's when I was like, oh, snap. But you know, Effie going to go wherever the money and business at. So, I should have known that Effie was going to come out. But Effie comes out. Tariq's like, what the fuck, Effie? What did you do? So Effie was like, well, I'm sorry, but I told Noma that you was threatening her daughter. And we working together now, so I feel like I have a future with her, so I couldn't let that happen. So Noma was like, and thanks to Effie, my daughter has been moved to safety. And I was just like, dang. I got a hangnail I was trying to get. I didn't get it. I was like, dang, Tariq ain't got no more cards to play. So that's when Kane grips his gun. I've been waiting to do this, about to pull the trigger. That's when the lights go off. And Braden starts shooting. I was like, okay, big Braden. Braden starts shooting at everybody. But I was like, damn, you could at least hit Noma. Hit the head honcho first and then worry about everybody else later. So a shootout ensues. Braden and Tariq get out. They get in the car. And I was just like, I mean, I'm glad Braden came and saved this man. But at the end of the day, he didn't get nobody. Somebody should have got shot and died. You saw Effie shooting back. I was just like, oh, so they all teamed up now against Braden and Tariq. And I was just like, really? Like, somebody should have died. Minus Obi. I ain't want Obi to die. Obi didn't die, not saying like that. But, damn, if you gonna come in there shooting like that, take somebody out. Either Noma or Kane. But, so they get in the car, and Braden was like, Tariq was like, how'd you know I was gonna be here? Yeah, so Braden was like, well, Obi called me and told me that he owed you for something about some green cards. And told me they was gonna kill you. He said clip you or something like that. So I was like, okay, big Obi. That's why I was like, he MVP for that. He looked out because he know he didn't come up. I mean, he didn't fulfill his end of the bargain, and Tariq did his due diligence for him. So he looked out in the end. I was like, okay, Tariq. I mean, okay, Obi. But I was like, still, nigga, you could have warned that nigga before he came in there. Could have took his gun or something. I don't know. I mean, not took his gun. Or at least could have told him when he walked in it's a trap or something. I don't know, but either way, so Tariq was like, well, I thought you was out. Braden was like, well, I couldn't leave you hanging like that. He was like, so what we do now? I was like, nigga, it better be what we doing now, and later. Shit. Brady better be all the way back in because Tariq will need all the allies he can get. Hope he team up with Uncle Tommy. So Brady's like, what do we do now? And Tariq was like, I don't know, but I think we just started a war. I was like, yeah, think? And that's how the episode ended. That episode was wild as hell, but I still give it a B- because some of the stuff would not happen in real life. Kane and Monet coming in there doing that, what they did to Braden family, that would not happen in real life. The scene with Lauren, Kane, Braden, and Tariq, that would not happen in real life. Laura recanting her story, I mean, that happens in real life, but the way it happened, I don't think stuff like that happens in real life. And what else? Yeah, I just felt like it was a lot of really moments. So that's why I just felt like it would B-. But I still enjoyed the finale all in all. Man, predictions for next season. Well, it's going to be a war. Like I said, I don't think that Lauren's going to get off scot-free. I think somebody going to come after Lauren. She know too much, like I said. Iffy. I mean, I said Iffy. Yeah, Iffy-ass Effie. She teamed up with Noma and Tahadas now. I wonder how that's going to work, working with Diana. And working with Kane. And I wonder if her and Kane going to keep smashing or whatever. I wonder if Tariq got Effie Hart so hard that he could get her back on his side. I wonder that. And then Braden, is you going to stay with your man or is you just out still? You just helped him get out of that one little situation and now you out again. And Obi, I wonder if that's going to come up, that Obi called Braden and warned him. I don't think it's going to come up, but it may be. And I feel like, next season, Monet going to be back up and moving again. So it's going to be all them against Tariq and Braden. Braden going to have to toughen up, man. He going to have to toughen up. I'm telling you. But either way, thanks for liking this video. I mean, I said thanks for liking. Yeah, like this video and subscribe to my channel. But thanks for watching this video. And comment below what you thought of the episode. What you thought about what I talked about. So sorry again about my loud-ass mother. But yeah, anything that I missed, all that stuff, all that good stuff in the comments. What you would grade the episode, all that good stuff. And yeah, if you only watch my power reviews, I will see you next season. Tommy's power come back on in, I think, September or something like that. So, guess we'd be reviewing that. But, yeah, hit the share button if you want to, notification bell, so you can be notified as soon as I post something. Yeah. And again, thanks for watching. I will see y'all next time. I gotta do 2 more reviews after this, so peace.